him a spin. Olivia has been working out for the last year. And she looks fucking sweet. Give her a hand. God bless you. Who's got a question? Yes, sir.
All right. I know this is choosing between your babies, but which one of the movies is your favorite to film? Yeah. Which one's your favorite?
One.
Okay. And also, did you pick up the script knowing it would be the cult classic it was? Or did you?
Yeah. No, man. Let me tell you about a cult classic. I mean, you know, I've made a career out of doing films that nobody's fucking seen. You do a script, and there's so many variables that come into making it succeed or fail, but really it's kind of the inverse. A script starts, if you have the perfect script, that'll be 1 of 100. Maybe it starts as 100. Every decision you make after that can never elevate it. It can only reduce it. Your best hope is to stay at 100. For example, if I cast a script that says, oh, and the most beautiful girl in the world walked into the room, the minute I cast a blonde, everybody that really likes brunettes, we've lost them. So every decision you make, you just ostracize a portion of the public. So our best hope is to keep it as good as possible. 9 times out of 10, you fuck it up along the way. They cast the wrong director, or their chemistry is bad, or they start making bad, or any number of things can go to shit. So, no, I mean, there's no recipe for cult classic. There isn't. If there was a recipe, everybody would fucking do it. That's like whenever you hear these musicians that sign to a label, and the guys are like, you know, yeah, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna record my first hit single. It's like, hit single is defined by what the fuck happens, how many people buy it. You can't just like, I'm gonna go record a hit single. You know, what the fuck does that mean? You know what I mean? I've seen films that are amazing that no one's watched. And I've done things that I think aren't very good that everybody seems to have seen. You know what I mean? If it was surgical like that, everybody'd do it. You know, and I certainly don't know the recipe, but I'm honored to have been a part of it.
Scripts. I know you read the scripts and you decide whether you want to do it or not. I mean, do you see quality stuff out there now, or you know, some of the stuff that you
Let me
say?
stop you right there. First of all, 9 times out of 10 you don't read it and decide you want to do it. So 9 times out of 10 you read it and you go, fuck, I'd like to do it. I hope they let me. I mean, it's not like, I'm certainly not in a position to go, yeah, let me read those 8 and I'll tell them which one I'll do. I mean, I wish it was like that. This is not, you know. But, you know, the best scripts you got to campaign for. The ones they offer you, 9 times out of 10 there's a reason they're offering it to you. Because, you know, it's like anything in life. You know, you got to wait in line for the good slice of pizza. The shit pizza they're handing out on the street.
What was your guys' absolute favorite scene to do? And is there a funny story behind it?
I can't remember. That was a long time ago. You know, so many years pass by, it just becomes like a blur of like good and bad, and you hang out at these things and we talk about it and you remember some stuff that we did, or sometimes some of the best shit happens in between takes or when you're done shooting, you know. But in regards to the actual shooting, I think Troy shot very differently than a lot of other films. It wasn't like a progressive, growing, how would you say, when the scenes come together and the actors come together. So you kind of like, almost like TV, when you say that?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you don't really get to like reside in these awesome, cool moments too long. So as soon as you get comfy, you're already out of it. I think some of the gunplay was fun. That's just, I'm a Mexican, I like to shoot guns.
He's my Mexican. You know it. Oh, the rope?
Yeah, I love it. And when I dream about it, because only they were in number 1 and I was in number 2, so I had nothing to do at rope except at home.
Hey, this question kind of comes with the backstory. But a couple years ago, you were at DragonCon, and I was unfortunately not able to go, but my mother was, and she was able to get an autograph for me. And I don't know if you remember, but I told her right when she was about to get the autograph, and you and Norman Reedus actually took the phone from her. Y'all were talking, you went into character, and it was awesome. But first off, thank you, man. That was amazing.
That sounds nothing like me.
And the question is, how did you become so awesome?
I'm flattered, even if you're fucking joking, I'm flattered. You know, the truth is, there's 2 types of people in the world, you know? there's if you walk into the green room here, you know what a green room is. First, the green room is where the actors or the celebrities or the talent, as they call it, which is all just nonsense, where they rest and they eat, you know, expensive food, and they just tilt their head back, and if they're not comfortable enough doing it themselves, or somebody will do it for them, just pour expensive treats down their throat.
Those hamburgers were not expensive.
Yeah. But there's the people that, you know, you meet in the green room that are like, fuck, how many hours this shit goes out, brother? And I'm like, how many hours left do I have of a long line of people that just want to take Admiration, smush it into a ball, and smear it all over me? I'll fucking stay overtime for that shit. I don't know about you. There's a long line of people that want to tell me they fucking love me. A dude wants to come up on stage and go, why are you awesome? I don't know, but if there's 80 more people like you, I'll fucking extend the panel till tomorrow. I think we should be so lucky to be paid an exorbitant amount of exotic currency and treated as royalty. You know, it's ridiculous. I almost don't want to say it out loud for fear it'll jinx it. Somebody go, oh my God, is that what we're doing? Fuck it then, let it stop tomorrow. I want to keep it all inside, but it's the truth, you know? I can honestly say, if there's any producers in the audience, shut the fuck up, don't repeat this, but I would do this shit for free. Like, let's see if Flannery will do this movie. What it's going to entail is we're going to fly him to an exotic location, first class. We're going to put him up in a 5-star hotel. We're going to pay him more money than he should require, and he's going to get to be in a movie. Come on, man. Every motherfucker that moved to LA, their first job before they've ever been on screen, if Scorsese said to him, I'm going to let you be in my movie, but you got to pay me 20 grand, that motherfucker would find 20 grand. That same motherfucker that's been like, I can't get a job, motherfucker would find one tomorrow. And that's the business that we're employed in. So it's kind of ridiculous that people are bitter about it. How can you be bitter about that kind of industry? It's like, it's kind of make-believe, and you're treated really well, and God bless it, I hope it never stops. You know? And thank you for the flattery that you just smeared all over me. I'll carry me through another couple of months, man.
Ladies and gentlemen, as someone that's worked with hundreds of actors in the past, I can always tell the bullshit artists from the genuine. You're looking at the genuine, 3 of them at least right here right now.
And that's good, dude. That's pretty accurate. Doesn't that look good? The whole, like, yeah, that's good.
Sorry. Spencer, I just got a shirt and that was it.
Yeah. I'm just a superhero.
Thank you.
This is me trying 6%. See me at 85.
But from all this and all the fun you've had throughout these films, like in all the films you've ever done, all 3 of you, what do you say was the funniest moment, the funniest fucking thing that happened in between, no matter what film you were in? Like even these things. What was the funniest thing that ever happened to you or someone that you thought was just
Probably my rap gift to read us on Good Luck One. What about you?
What was that?
Really? All these medals?
Yeah, go ahead and explain that. I'm curious too.
Well, you know, look, hey, when you do a movie, it's protocol that, you know, at rap, you give some gifts. You know, some people give sculptures, little trinkets or memorabilia from the film or whatnot, or whatever, a scarf or a tie, I don't know, anything. And so we were in Toronto and we wrapped Good Luck One, and there was a Winchell's Donuts across the street from the hotel, and I got the greatest a dozen donuts. And he was like, thanks, brother. I was like, yeah, dude, we had a good shoot, man. It's my rap kid. Have a couple. He's like, yeah, you know. Actually, it was more like, yeah, you know. I'll probably have some tomorrow. I was like, all right, tomorrow, have some tomorrow. You know, because we had like 30 days left. The next day I called, I'm like, dude, did you enjoy my rap kit, the donuts? He's like, yeah, some after lunch. Wait, how comes that? Okay, God damn. These are really good donuts. I'm like, see, come on. Look, brother, that's all. I'm not playing around. I don't fuck around when it comes to fucking around. These are damn top shelf donuts. He had 2. He had 3. After lunch, I'm like, have some for dessert. He had a couple more. I was like, sweet, right on, man. Good for you. Just, from me to you. That's how I do it. Then, like, we wrapped, and like a week later, I stuck some pictures in an envelope and I mailed it to Reedus. And I wasn't there, but I imagine he opened it. I talked to him after the fact. He's sitting, at his home, and he goes to the mailbox. He's like, oh, let me send you a letter. That's so thoughtful. And he opens it up, and there's like 4 Polaroids of me in a Barca lounger in my birthday suit with some glaze around my Jimmy Johnson. I wasn't there, but I imagine that was the fucking funniest thing that's happened in my career. Because my phone was like,
anything funny that can rival what this man just told? Microphone right there. You can't top that. You got something? I'm trying to burn it out of my brain right now, but okay. What was the thing there? How about you?
It's like, fuck, we've been acting so long, man. It's like, there's funny things that, when you love what you do, you get the chances to really play and have a good time. So I like to think that I've got funny shit happening every day. I like to laugh. There's so much real sadness in the world. You get a chance to laugh and just alleviate. If your shoot's going good, it's a good time to joke around. If it's going bad, then you can't joke around.
It's even better time to joke around.
It really depends. Ready?
Outside of Boondocks, let's go, Pacific Rim maybe. Is there any little, it's long days, 16-hour days or whatever. How do you guys relieve tension when you're on any show?
Let me stop right there. First of all, me and Rock do independent films where we work 16-hour days. This motherfucker does like A-list films where they work like 6 hours. And they have like a shoot of like, I'm like, what are you working on, Cliff? He's like, Pacific Rim. Like the next year, I'm like, what are you working? Still Pacific Rim. I'm like, wow. I've never fucking done movies like that. You go visit Cliffy and there's like an 18-wheeler for a trailer. You go visit me and it's like fucking a shack. Like a toilet. It's the same thing as the sink. Listen, you 16-hour days. The motherfucker's never seen a 16-hour day.
In my defense, on Star Trek, we worked 18-hour days. And we had 9-hour turnaround.
But it was fucking Star Trek!
You're right. So that's the big thing, and I didn't realize what was happening until the first day of shooting, because I agreed to do the film, gone through the wardrobe and all this, and I'm sitting down, and J.J. Abrams is like, all right, so you're gonna look down the barrel of the camera, and you're gonna announce to the U.S.
But it was J.J. Abrams! Give me 20 hours to take I don't give a fuck. You need to sleep planner? No, not with J.J. Abrams. Shoot it all in a row.
And I gotta say, we were secluded because it was the first Star Trek, it was the reboot. They didn't want the photos to leak out, so when we got transported in the golf carts, they were sealed. You couldn't even see out. Little slats for your eyes. Our trailers we had cages around trailers so nobody at the studio could see us. So we couldn't even go out of our little domain. We just could hang out with each other, and that was it. So when it was time to shoot, they put you in the golf cart, they closed you up, you went in there, and once you were on set, you didn't have phone signals, so you couldn't use the phone, so you were literally just there. And then as soon as you wrapped, you went home, you're trying to memorize Romulan, and trying to sleep at least 7 hours, and get ready for the next day. So it was, that was a long shoot. Yes, it was Jay.
Whack, fucking whack.
Conversely, there's the moment where, I'm like, yeah, JJ, sure, I'll do Star Trek. Okay, cool. Okay.
Meanwhile, I was shooting Lassie Comes Home Part 19.
I can't top that.
Awesome. Did you get your question answered? You cool? All right. Oh, I think that's fine.
Just fine?
Look, he's hard to please. He's like, is that a good answer? Like, fuck, I'll take it. Whatever. Some shit about donuts and then start.
Now, as I recall, in the first movie at some point, one of y'all motherfuckers shot a cat, right?
you from fucking Peter? You got a problem? You got a complaint?
I'm all for the slaughter of cats, but like, what I'm trying to say is,
What do you say for a mean cat?
yeah. I've done some bullshit theater in my time and messed around with a couple of scenes and whatnot. My question for you is, did y'all ever try that scene high?
You shot the scene once.
Really? Yeah. Not even for fun? What?
What?
That's disappointing.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever see.
You disappoint me.
Now let me tell you this, man. This is an air cannon, diameter about 12 inches, and it will shoot anything you stuffed in it. It's like an air cannon. Boom! And it's loud as fuck. So me and Regis would go to the back, what in Toronto they call the beach, which is like a fucking 12-foot lake. So we're on the docks and we're just launching shit into the water, like ham sandwiches, turkey smarts, anything we could fit, just like laughing our ass off. And good question, because I don't know. Half the time I don't know if Regis is high, so I don't know. I can't answer. So this thing made so much fucking noise like a 10-gauge shotgun. We show up on the set and we shove it full of spaghetti, tomato sauce, and Rock goes, Sean, is it loud? Really, Rock? I was like, and I shut up Regis because Regis was going, I was like, no! No! It's not loud at all! You gotta act like it's loud. So we shot this one time. We fucking shoot it and Rock's like, and the shit that you see me and Regis laughing, we're fucking laughing at Rocco. And immediately after the show, Rocco was like, we gotta do that again, because I was caught off guard with it all. I'm like, no! That shit stays in the picture! That's some real reaction shit when you watch part one.
We got some really good scenes on the Blue Back skits. Are there any scenes from the script that
You have no idea.
what did we miss? I like Debbie Harrison's mother being involved. I get why she was cut out, but that was hilarious. So,
I was born first.
but like, what else was there? Was
I
there
figured that out the urinal, first day. It's like dude code, you never look over, right? Me and Regis are at the urinal. You know, like, dude, you can feel when somebody's heating you, right? They're hustling you. Regis is over there. What's up, brother? He goes, nice dick. I'm sorry, man. There's young people in the crowd. I'm sorry.
You guys having a good time? Get to meet these guys, autograph mine, you gotta get down here.
Hi, my name is Rob. How's it going?
How are you, brother?
I'm all right. I'm a huge fan of the movies. They're hilarious. It's fantastic to watch. Give him just a
Call him up, call him up.
I can't call him. His phone is off.
What do you mean you can't? Leave him a fucking message.
I think it's really
Now here, no one.
What's his name? He's Donald Douglas. It's his birthday. We should have a birthday.
Hey, Donald.
Hey, listen, hey, I'm here with, just be honest with me, are you guys together?
He's got an ass that is singing to me. It's right lyrics. A Whole Lot of Love by Page and Plant. me about that better. I haven't fucking made it out. Seriously, brother. What? Yes, ma'am.
By the way, I apologize for the inappropriate. I'm 15. I came up with new inappropriate, so that's why.
Thank you. Thank you for that hall pass.
My question was, I know that you're old enough to be my father and everything. No, you are just young.
Just for the record, I'm old enough to be your fucking granddaddy. Let's be honest here. It's not flattering, Dad. I hear you fucking dad. Go ahead.
I was just hoping that you'd say hi to my friend's mom, Tony, over there. The only reason why I'm here is because of her.
Tony, raise your hand. How you doing, Tony? Stand up. God bless Tony. I like the shirt, too. Sorry about offending you, too. And actually, that was a lie. I was a late bloomer. The trouser work didn't even work till I was like 20, swear to God. But when it came alive,
First of all,
I know shit's gonna make it on YouTube.
I have to say I'm completely jealous of that kid over there because my birthday was yesterday and I would probably have loved to have gotten a phone call.
See, God bless you. You came. You didn't go look for her in Vegas. You showed up. Give us a cough. Give us a little black lung cough. See, help me show up anyway. Give her a Z-Pack, she's gonna be good.
I wanted to ask you, Rocco, how did you feel when you got the call and they told you that you were going to be in the second movie? Because, you know, like you were... Were you expecting to be in the second movie?
I can't remember. I don't know. I mean, I knew I was going to do something. And, yeah, it was fun.
A couple things. I'm a huge fan of both flicks. In fact, between moving and friends borrowing it and never giving it back, I'm on my fourth copy of the first movie. Two, wasn't expecting this, but I went to high school with Tony, and we haven't seen each other since then.
Did you just know when I stood her up?
Yeah.
No shit! Yeah. Fucking give each other a hug! Come on, man! No shit! That is so cool! This is like some holy shit. We should all get cars or something. Everybody return to your seat. Come on. Move up, please. 3 apples for card from TGI Fridays. I'm not fucking open. Give me a car.
The question I wanted to ask though was, how cool is Billy Connolly? Is he as cool as he seems like he is?
Yes.
All right.
See.
Simple answer, but I just had to ask.
Every one of Billy Connolly's stories starts with some shit like, so I was having a sandwich with Nick. I'm like, fucking Jagger? Of course. And then Maggie reaches over like, fucking Thatcher? Yeah. I'm like, no shit. No shit. And David was over there. I'm like, David Bowie? Yeah, he was, you know, stroking Nick's cock. I'm like, wow! That was fucked up. She just told me there's a 15-year-old audience, but I apologize. Shit never happened. It's made it up.
You guys knew what you were into when you walked into this room.
You should have like waivers, to be honest.
So first off, Mr. Rocco, favorite character in Boondock Saints, hands down. That show that kind of loyalty, and I really appreciated him. That was part one. Second off, while you're handing out endorsements, we recorded a podcast, Big Three podcast. No. All right, no. My wife is in the audience. audience and she has never seen the movie. First introductions.
Where's your weather?
Don't raise your hand, you'll be fucking mobbed. Seriously. Shut up, just drop down.
She's in that general direction. But what, and this is for all of you, what are some of the best points of the movie, best underlying morals, whatever, that you can give
I
to
tear a toilet out of the ground, but I was really angry at the toilet. Angry, just porcelain, plain, simple, white. Didn't really spruce up the room at all. Because she's like, that makes no sense. Yeah, who's next, man?
My question basically has to do with the fact that when I first saw the movie, I was living in Boston. And all my friends were just showing me this movie. I was like, I fucking love this movie. And one of my buddies in Dutch and he goes, you know this isn't filmed in Boston, right? So that's my question. How many scenes were actually filmed in the city of Boston?
All of them.
All of them? For both movies? Go.
No.
Boston to Toronto. I mean, we didn't pick up a church in Boston and move to Toronto. No, clearly that was shot in Boston, you know. Toronto. Oh, Canada. Look, the one canoe stands up and salutes me. Hey, tomorrow morning, everybody have a waffle with maple syrup in her. Who's next?
I have a question. What was it like for Jens to work with Willem Dafoe? Because he seems like a pretty dynamic individual.
Yeah. Someone get to be around actors like that, but they're all good. They're all good.
All right.
Hello. I don't know if this has been asked yet, but is there still plans for a third Boondock Saints?
Cliff?
Wait, we tried this already, didn't we? The script is, there is a Boondock Saints 3 script. It doesn't exist.
No release date.
I don't think it's gonna happen.
Make it happen. Yes.
I didn't hear what?
She said, is there a nude scene?
Why we gotta wait for the fucking movie? I told you it's 15 odd. See, that's why we need waivers, brother. We could have been fucking birthday suit right now. I'm just doing it, please, for legal reasons.
What's seen at MegaCon stays at MegaCon.
That's like that bullshit in Vegas. What happens in Vegas probably never fucking happened. One of my friends has never been laid in fucking their life, and a poorhouse with a fistful of 50s comes back. So there was these 3 stingers, runway models. You're like, shut the fuck up. You watch Spank Your Vision in the room. You know what I mean? That's like what happens in Vegas. It's like, no, motherfucker, it probably never happened. You lying sack of shit. Anyway, go ahead.
So, question for Cliff. What was it like working with Jason Bateman in Extract?
Ben is awesome. He's actually the guy you see in all the movies. Same motherfucker. Real president and looks a lot of fun. He's a joy to work with.
And I also have a secondary question. Ken and Shira, what was your favorite part about filming that?
10-inch hero.
That was
10-inch hero.
Like a porno.
Unfortunately, it's not a sandwich. Seriously, guys, it's not a syrup sandwich. It's a sub sandwich.
very disappointing. It's not important.
10-inch hero?
Yeah. I don't know. A couple of dudes wanted to moonwalk out of the room going, fuck's sake, Flannery. It was killer, you know? I mean, it's some of those scripts like that. It's a character-driven material piece, and I love stories like that, you know? So, it's a little departure from the action stuff, but I love stories like that. Thank you, man.
Name's Anthony, and this question's for Clifton. When you were doing Scott Pilgrim, what was it like working with Michael Cera?
Oh, Mike's great. I mean, that whole cast was a lot of fun. Just a younger, been in this business a long time, so when you get to see like this group group of cool young kids that you're fans of, like most of everybody in that room, it's one that reminds you of how old you are. But it was a blast, man. That whole experience was fun. Good dudes.
For All Saints Day, was there ever a question of everybody coming back to do All Saints Day, or was there actually worry that one of the main characters couldn't come back for the sequel?
On the same day?
To do filming.
All Saints Day, coming back to All Saints Day. What's your question?
Was there ever was there ever a possibility one of you guys couldn't come back to do All Saints Day? There's no problem?
Outside of scheduling issues, you know, I mean.
The cat's dead.
Hired the best vet in the world, could not pump life back into that bucket. I was like, give it a few more pumps, try not to know. It's like, it's not gonna, this one's a goner. I'm like, fucking try. All right, fucking go get a sponge, let's clean him up.
Hey, this is for Sean. What was it like working with Terrence Sudnick in Devil's Carnival? You were absolutely amazing in that.
Yes.
Thank you, brother. You know, it sounded like we're very good, but it was killer. But I really only spent a lot of time with him on the set and the makeup. So my perception of him is probably skewed. But he was a joy to work with, man. He was a joy to work with. But outside of that, we weren't going to suffer out of our work clothes. So I know it was fucking Lucifer. You know what I mean? It's but it was a joy. It was a pleasure, man. Thank you.
Hi, my question is for Clifton. Since you've been in pretty much every movie that's awesome,
Holler.
how does it feel for all these people to work with you?
Maybe I could work with them again. My Boondock Saint brothers don't mind.
On Boondock 2, he came knocking on my door and he goes, "Hey, so the door just opened up to my bathroom. Where's the rest of my trailer?" I'm like, "That's your trailer, brother. That's the whole fucking trailer. Welcome to independence filmmaking." Cliffy's killer. I've known Cliffy for years before Boondock 2. It's funny, I knew Reedus before Boondock 1. I knew Cliffy before Boondock 1, actually. So we've known each other for years, you know? I mean, he's been a pal for eons, you know? So it wasn't like, "Hi, what's your name? Who are you playing?" It was like, "Oh, fuck, Cliffy's doing it."
But don't we hate those actors that are like that? Like I mentioned 10 times. So we hung out, we've done things that we can't talk about.
Those are the thespians. They show up and they pay to thespian. Say action, I'll give you some thespian. Outside of that, shut up and leave me alone. I need to do one with my craft. It's like, fuck you, dude.
I only answer my character's name.
You know, everybody heard that Willem Dafoe's like a method actor, right? Method actor's like, you gotta call him by his character name, and they only recite words from the script. First time I met Willem, bullshit. I thought, fuck, this guy's a method actor. Everybody knows he's a method actor. We went out to pizza. I'm ordering pizza. Margarita pizza with no basil. Cute little waitress. And she goes, "What will you have?" And he looks over and he goes, "Fag." I was like, he's method. That's in the fucking script. I'm not.
Hi, guys. I just have two questions. I remember when I first watched the first movie, you know, it was one of those, my big brother sat me down and was like, "You need to watch this movie," as big brothers do with action movies. And he was like, I remember we watched it, and two scenes in particular just really kind of just like, yes, badass, awesome. And it's the scene where the two brothers go into the gun room. I remember you see the chrome revolver as it's going around with the scope. And I was just wondering how you guys...
You choked up a little, didn't you?
A little bit, yeah. Completely.
It's okay.
That, and then when the best friend goes into the restaurant, trench coat, revolver, and just blows the two dudes' brains out, and you're just like, yes, no, yes, maybe, I don't know.
It sounds like porn, brother. It does. Yes, no, maybe.
It's just as good.
I really never heard that from Boondock, but I'm wrong with you. Thank you. You're welcome, dude. Wow.
What's going on, guys? I got just two questions quick. Where are we drinking tonight? Oh! Boondock Saints 3, it was about going after corrupt, evil celebrities. Who would you guys want to kill?
I know there's a list.
There's a long fucking list, brother.
Kardashians?
Let's be honest, man. 357 round bounce off that head. That ain't
Good hit.
First of all, my boyfriend's in the crowd, biggest fan ever, by the way. I have a picture of the two of you hanging over the bed, shooting us every single night. Awesome. Yes. For me,
Which one do you look at? There's the answer.
You know Chachi's back there. You know occasionally he's been like, use the fucking panties. You want road, don't you?
Wrong business.
Yeah.
A lot of stupid people.
Now, personal careers, you guys ever wake up going, you know what? I wish I could just fucking work at Walmart, or Wendy's, or McDonald's.
Whole Foods.
Because I can't.
You know what the trick is for the grass is always greener rule? Don't look over the fence, man. You know what I mean? Keep your attention inside your own yards.
After your own home.
Somewhere out there, someone is fucking blissful and getting by with half of what you are right now. Trust me when I say that. It is a grass is always greener thing. Someone has 50% of every fucking thing you find wonderful in life, and they are so ecstatic with it. They just are. It's, there's two ways to achieve wealth. Either increase what you have or reduce what you need. You live within your means. You realize too late that the things that are valuable to you, that create happiness, are the things that you just dispose of early in life. And that's the truth, When I first moved out to LA, I got a job at TGI Fridays. That was the joke earlier, but I did have out cards, no shit. But I fucking love doing that, man. I love meeting people and racking the chairs at 2 a.m. and I loved all of that. And if I didn't, I'd have found something different. But I've had real jobs. I changed the fryer at Church's Fried Chicken. I threw papers when I was 8 years old. And I did it all, and I don't regret it. I don't look back on any of it. And some of my most happy memories are from the less, earning jobs. It's everybody has good and bad days and everything. But don't look at ours and go, oh my God, it would be great. Stop doing the would be. Enjoy where you're at, man. It's just, these are the moments that you're going to look back on and enjoy, when you and your husband are thinking, oh, if only we could. No, look what you're doing right now. You know what I mean? You have enough money to come to a fucking convention and talk to people and do nothing. That's expendable income. It ain't that fucking bad, And we're doing it too. In our free time, I'm doing the same shit you're doing. It's the truth. I'm doing the same shit you're doing, We're talking to each other. We come from completely different areas, but I showed up too because I fucking dig it.
I want to know why everyone coming up here asking a question is using and every word we've done to these people.
Because it doesn't sound good. It's when you're like, man, that girl was so procreation hot. That girl's not very hot, right? Which one's hotter? She was so procreation hot. That girl was fornication sexy. Or the girl is fucking sexy. Which one do you want to say? Raise your hand. A ladder, right? Yeah.
Hey, there's a straight piece of busting here. Alright, first it's an honor. You guys are fucking amazing. First times, I loved your speech in the second one. It was fucking great. Second off, first movie they said you guys should be in every town or every major city.
Yes.
When they put the movie out in theaters, it literally only hit every major city here in Florida. Was that on purpose? Because I had to drive an hour and fucking half watching all the movie.
It was. The plan was to go out in 60 cities or 60 theaters in major towns. That was kind of the plan.
Thank you.
All right. Hi, my name is Joseph, and this is for Clifton. What was your favorite thing about doing Pacific Rim?
I'm actually working with Guillermo del Toro. That's been like a dream of mine for a long time. I've met him a few times and never had an opportunity to work for him, or I've never had a chance to audition, or couldn't get in, or wasn't good enough, or who the fuck knows what the politics were behind it. But when I finally had a chance to work with him, he called me and said he was writing a role for me, Pacific Rim. And I was like, it was kind of a dream come true. So I was like, holy shit. He was like, it'd be an honor to work with you. I'm like, it's the fucking heck of the honor working with you. He's like, no, I'm with you, Cowboy. I'm like, no, I'm with you. We're just tripping off.
What was it like acting with Charlie Day?
Charlie Hunnam? Oh, Charlie Day.
Yeah, Charlie.
Charlie's a riot. And he's the same dude from the TV show. So we laughed the whole time. I mean, we laughed quite a bit. I got in a little bit of trouble because I took him to the strip club. I ran into him at the premiere. I saw Heather and with Charlie Hunnam and Charlie Day. Actually, there's photos of it, but I was talking to him. He's like, oh, you know, I had a lot of fun. I think it's all with you. Yeah, oh, I went to the strip club. Oh my God, I got in trouble. I had to wait for you. And he left.
Alrighty, we're almost over, guys.
Okay, so I forgot to mention something when I came up here. I'm in an AP class right now, and at the end of the year, my teacher said we could watch a string of movies, and we could watch whatever, because we watched rated R movies in there before. So I said the Boondock Saints, and she said no. And I said if I get the actors to say, can we watch it in class, then she said we will. So can I get a video of you saying this, Brandon, let your 7th period watch the Boondock Saints?
What's her name? Miss Tierney? Miss Tierney. Her name is Tierney. Miss Tierney, you want the hallways cleaned up, right? What's wrong with cleaning up the streets? That's lying specific. You gotta keep your job on. God bless you. Okay, try it. Stand and show the movie. We got time for one more, guys. We gotta cut out. Okay, you can come. Come on, you're next. Come on. But nobody else in line because we really got to scramble.
So I just want to thank you guys very much for doing this. I'm sure we all here really appreciate it. Number 2, outside of filming the Boondock Saints movies, do you guys ever come together and hang out?
I don't even fucking like these guys. Shit about camaraderie and brotherhood. Please.
Okay, so as a high school teacher, I totally approve of you making that video for that girl.
What grade are you teaching?
I teach juniors and seniors in high school. So.
Never happened to fucking me. I just waffle stack as a 5th grade man. Seriously. Yeah. Fucking apropos.
So my question is there any movie that you wish you could have worked on or hoped to work on in the future? Favorite movie
That Cameron Diaz, hot teacher. Okay.
I wanted to be Freddy Got Fingered. He wouldn't see me. Wasn't good enough.
He actually rehearsed the audition like 4 days in a row.
After it was over,
With Troy Duffy. Hey guys, okay guys, listen, it's an honor and a privilege to come into a room that's filled up with you guys. It just, like I said, you just came here to say nice things about us. It's very flattering and it's incredibly humbling. And from the bottom of my heart, guys, it's some of you guys traveled a long way to come out here and just shake our hand and say, you know, this movie or one of the films that we did meant something to you. So that's a currency that will cash the rest of my life, in all honesty. It's nourishment for my human condition and it keeps me going. So God bless you guys. Thank you very much.